Well, as always, I want to give you a beautiful viewer photo. This is the sunset out in Cordova. So thank you, Alicia, for sending in your photo. And with our weather headlines, I wanted to focus on some unsettled weather that is along the Gulf Coast. We do have some snow in the interior. With that, we also have some snow potential moving in for South Central in the next week. But mostly colder weather statewide is the big story for today. Now, one thing that I did want to bring up is that usually today is the day that we typically get our first inch of snow in Anchorage. We already know that Fairbanks got that quite a while ago, so they're already ahead of us there. But Anchorage is going to see that first inch of snow coming up by the next week or so. So stay positive. We do have this cold air mass starting to move into the state, and you can see that in the darker shade of blue moving in. That's statewide, even shifting into South Central quite a bit. Then you'll notice just the slightest lighter shade of blue moving into southeast. So they're still seeing those slightly warmer temperatures moving in, but elsewhere across Alaska, we're really starting to feel those colder temperatures starting to move in with those highs sitting near freezing. Now, looking ahead with our satellite and radar, we have our low pressure system sitting just south of South Central, and this is going to hover in the same spot pretty much for the next couple days approaching the weekend. So we're already going to see some mixed precipitation moving into those higher elevation regions. And that jet stream is flowing right into southeast, which is why we've been seeing all of that rain starting to move in. But all across the western coast, we're seeing very dry conditions. So not much of a change moving in for western Alaska, but we're still seeing some of those scattered showers moving in for South Central, as well as some snow moving in for the interior. So that's kind of what you can expect southeast. Don't expect much of a change with those rainy conditions that have been moving in. But wind gusts have been flowing all across the state, and that's from that low pressure system sitting just south of South Central, and all of the central pressure moving in all across the western coast, bringing in those wind gusts up to 38 in Gamble. Then those stronger wind gusts sitting over in southeast, since that jet stream is just flowing right through there. So continue to expect more of those wind gusts moving in, but they're going to start to taper off by tonight. Have some stronger wind gusts out in the Aleutians, especially Cold Bay, leading with that highest wind gust moving through. So one thing that I do want to mention is that snow total that we've been looking at. We're going to see some of the snow total move in for this weekend. Look at this, 2 to 4 inches in Anchorage. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about that. And some of those higher elevation regions are also going to see just a little bit more snow starting to move on in. The interior is another area that can expect to see some snow moving into this weekend. So by Saturday night, we're seeing 2 to 4 inches pretty much across the range, all across the interior. So we're looking at our rainfall totals moving on in through southeast. More of that rain starting to move on in for tonight going into tomorrow, but not too much elsewhere across the state. So southeast Alaska, expect to see more of those rainy conditions moving on in for tonight going into tomorrow, with those temperatures still sitting a little bit warmer in those mid to high 40s. But the interior is going to see some light snow moving on through for Friday, and that's something you can expect on Saturday as well, with those highs near freezing. And same thing with the North Slope, with those temperatures well below freezing for those highs, especially for Anaktuvuk Pass. Western Alaska, seeing those mostly cloudy skies, but some light snow moving in for those more western interior areas. Highs sitting near freezing as well. And the Aleutians, seeing those temperatures in the 40s, just a little bit of those rainy conditions sticking around. And for South Central, we're seeing those temperatures sitting in the 40s pretty much across the region. More rain expected moving into tomorrow. And then that's also something that Anchorage can expect. Those temperatures sitting in the low 40s with continued moisture rolling on in. So I guess we have a Halloween graphic. I don't know where that came from, but John, Rebecca, I'll toss it back to you.
It's about that time. I want to match her energy when it comes to the snow.
Oh,
you know?
I know.
We gotta
So excited. I love that.
Let's
You
go.
have to, yeah.
That's what we do.